All right, the Howard Franklin Bridge. We're about to get to the top of this thing on our way to St. Pete. I'm looking forward to a book fair. I haven't been to one since I was about 7 or 8 years old at the library in school. So I hope this one's a little better than that. But we're going to find out. Hopefully I'll be able to find something good. I really have no idea, no expectations, but I got my boys with me, Carter and Roman. I'm going to pay the freight, get into the building. I'm going to turn them loose on the city of St. Pete, let them rant and rave and rumble and tumble around in the Coliseum while I shop for books. I have no idea. Maybe it's a big waste of time, but I got to try it. It's a Friday night. That's it. It's Friday night. What else am I going to do? Watch TV? Read a book? Yeah, I'll probably have to do that when I get home. Smoke a cigar? That's right. Anyway, wish me luck. All right, we are here at the St. Pete Coliseum, going into this Antiquarian book fair. Follow me. I've never been to the St. Pete Coliseum, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Hopefully they'll have something in there that I can use and that I can afford. That's an important part of this whole equation. All right, so you're 12 and you're 10, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going into the book fair.
Yeah, and Carter just turned 12.
Thank you.
It's right at the front of the door. It's got some stuff in there. Let's see what that is. It's hard to say. The kids are screwing around, aggravating everybody else, just not me. That way I can actually look around. The way it goes, shitty bang bang. It's probably too much, but who knows. Yeah, I think I'll just find an ATM.
We'll just meet things.
Just let me look here. Please. Just... I wonder if Katsu Yoshida was inspired by somebody. I need one of those. That's miserable. Must be a self-help book. Homie found novelizations. Books to movies. Maybe, I think I need that one. Just saw a copy that was 300. 200's a little bit closer, but I still want less and better condition. I've got some spinal in there.
Painstaking,
Poor Lion. Pretty books. All right, so we finished up our time at the book fair in St. Pete, Florida, at the St. Pete Coliseum. I met my good friend Charlie, who I met him for the first time today, but he's the one that clued me in on what's going on, when it's going on, where to go, and he was actually there to meet me and say, hey. He saw me, he recognized me, he said, hey. He didn't tell me I was stupid or anything like that, so good fellow. I got some books. When I find a chance, maybe when I get back to the house, I'll show you what I got, and I'll even tell you what I paid for it. So you can either say, hey, that dude's an idiot, or you can say, oh yeah, or whatever. Anyway, I didn't get any deals or steals or sale at Centuries. Well, one of them was about $50 less than what I saw it sold listings for on eBay. All the rest were maybe a little bit less than what I could have paid, but I wanted them, so I got them. There you go. That's the problem with the temptations associated with shopping at a book fair or a bookstore. When you see something that you want, it's so much more tempting than online, where you say, oh, it's this price and it's worth a little bit less. When it's in person, you got it in your hand, sometimes it's hard to put it back and walk away. But when it was fun, I'm glad I got to go. Glad I got to meet Charlie. I'm glad the kids didn't do any real damage that I had to pay for, or get me locked up, or get me in a fight, or anything like that. So all in all, it was a success. As long as I can get home safely from St. Pete, that might not be doable. Anyway, thank you for your time.
They're cool though.
Don't crash. Hello all, I'm back. Made it from St. Pete. No spills, no thrills, but the Florida Antiquarian Book Fair was cool. I can't wait to go again someday, maybe next year, whenever they do it again. I'll go if I can. I doubt I'll go back again this weekend. But to show you what I got, I did pick up some stuff. And it's kind of exciting. Get to add some neat things to my collection. So here's what I got. First of all, might not be too exciting to you, but it is to me. I dig novelizations for movies that I like, and I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan, big Dirty Harry fan, and here it is, novelization for the movie Magnum Force. I already had the novelization for Dirty Harry, so now I got the sequel, and the iconic imagery on the front of the novelization sure is cool. Let me open this thing up and we can look at it together. I think I showed you flipping through the stacks at this vendor's booth. They had a bunch of novelizations in this little tray, or this large tray full of books. I think they would call it movie books, or books to movie, movies to books, what have you. But there's 1974. And they had a variety of novelizations as well as books that movies were made from. So a cool addition to my collection. They had it marked at $15. I asked, can you do any better than that? And the guy said, yeah, I think I can do 10. And I said, I think I can too. So I had the shot and I took it. Thank you. Glad to have that one sitting on the shelf. So let's see, what's next? This one right here, Lighthouse Books. They've got a place, it looks like an old church in Dade City, Florida. I've shopped there quite a few times. It's about 30 minutes from my house. Well, they had a booth. I think they might have been putting the show on at the Florida Antiquarian Book Festival, book fair, which is about an hour and a half from my house. So I drove way farther to buy books from a bookstore that I go to often. But they had one, and the price was right. I had the shot, and I took it. And that's the Easton Press, A Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. And I've got a couple Jules Verne Easton Press books in my collection, but I didn't have this one. 22 karat gold gilded page edges, built-in ribbon marker. This one has the receipt in it. I paid $25 plus tax, $26.75. I can't see that very good for this one. And this book has sold items on eBay quite a bit more. So it was a great price. My favorite, maybe my favorite Jules Verne book. So I was glad to get it. And some neat illustrations therein. I would have paid more, but if somebody's not asking more, I typically don't offer more. I'll just show you some of the cool illustrations in this book. Easton Press, at their best, had some great illustrations in their books. And this one just has a bunch. I'm not going to show you them all, but I'll show you why I am excited to have this edition of this book in my collection. Quite a bunch of illustrations. More, like I said, more than I'm going to be showing you on this video, but a great addition. It's going to go in the Easton Press collection. I've got a couple of Jules Verne's. I have a different version of A Journey to the Center of the Earth. I have Around the Moon, and I've got more on the list that I want. But here's the most expensive stuff I bought. Shortly before I left, I stumbled into a booth that had a bunch of signed and limited edition books, and a lot of them were priced higher than I wanted to pay for them. But they had a couple in the McCammon section, a couple books in the McCammon section that I said that I already wanted, and the price was very, very close to being something I'd be willing to pay. But I asked the guy, hey, if I get these two, what kind of deal could you cut me? And he offered me a number, and I took it. So the two books that I asked for were Robert McCammon's Arc of a Boy's Life. It's the signed advanced review copy, and they had it marked at $100 right there on the sticker. The other one was the UK first edition of Bethany's Sin, and it's signed also, and they had it marked for $125. I'll show you the books here in a second. I asked the guy, what do you take for both? He said, hang on a minute. He did a little bit of whatever he was doing, I don't know. So I kept on looking. He came back and said $190 for both, and I said, okay, I'll take it. I'd recently been watching one of these in an auction on eBay, thinking I could get it for 60, 70, 80 bucks. And it went for 115, 120, something like that. And I was doggone it, because I just one that I wanted for the collection. So when I was able to get this at that combo price, I jumped on it. And I really have no idea what an Arc for Boy's Life goes for, let alone a signed Arc for Boy's Life. But I wanted it. Great book, great author. Looks good, and I really wanted it, so I bought it. So here is Bethany's Sin. It is signed on the title page there in pen by Robert McCammon, and UK first edition, first print. Like I said, it's just a trade edition hardcover, so no artwork or special extra stuff added on. A rather relatively uneventful edition, but they had cool artwork. And if you didn't see it, I'll show you it again. They had cool artwork on some of these, and I've got a few. I'm missing one or two also. I don't have the Night Boat UK first. I have They Thirst. I have Stinger, and I have Wolf's Hour in the UK first edition. That might be it. That's all I can see at the moment. But anyway, now I've got Bethany's Sin. And then the other book in that purchase that I got here, the Arc, the advanced review copy, or in this case, advanced reading copy of a Pocket Books hardcover for Boy's Life. Wonderful book, wonderful book. And the Arc is neat. It's big and it's thick. And here it is without the plastic hiding the features. And I've got a signed first print copy hardcover of this one here already, as well as the Subterranean Press limited edition version. And I'll open it up and show you the signature on the title page in ballpoint pen. So again, these two here, it wasn't a deal, sale of the century, but they're books that I wanted, and the price was good enough. So sometimes good enough is just good enough. But I walked away with some books that I'm excited to have in my collection. Other books that I'm excited to have in my collection. Total of 4. And really happy. Glad I went. I wish there were more opportunities for a guy like me to go to things like that. Just keep my eyes open. I want to say thanks to Charles. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gone. But anyway, I do appreciate it. Thank you for the heads up. It was good meeting you. Got to hang out a little bit briefly while we're shopping. I'm chasing the Rugrats and shopping, and he's shopping. Bumped into each other. But Charles told me about this, and turns out we got to say hey. So it's good to say hey to a good dude. And that's all the lies I can think of to tell at the moment. Thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. C'est la vie, baby. Doo-doo. We're on our way back from the Antiquarian book fair. We had to stop at GameStop for the kids, of course. Roman got a Godzilla blind bag. Let's see what's in it, bud.
Okay. Can you have something to open it with? Okay.
You got teeth, don't you?
Well, I don't want to break it. I got Mecha Godzilla.
Is that one that you wanted?
Let's see what she looked like. All right. Now we got to find some food. I'm wasting away to nothing.